cover, including some very unorthodox techniques, but Rodman never neglected the basics either. Boxing out was still a staple of his rebounding prowess, making contact, sealing position, and sitting on the legs of the offensive player to gain leverage, driving them back or holding them off. You can see in this play, Rodman creates contact sitting on the legs of the offensive player to hold them off and get in between him and the basket. Especially important when battling some bigger, stronger players. Another benefit from boxing out and getting legal position is you can get the offense in trouble by getting an over the back offensive foul. Watch again in this play as Rodman gets position. Even though the offense jumped much higher, the ref was on Rodman's side. Another important technique within the box out is an armbar, a way to create contact and also hold off leverage. And boxing out can also be used on the offensive glass as well, driving out and sealing position. But what made Rodman impossible to seal off was that he was constantly on the move. Watch how he constantly moves before the shot, repositioning himself to different areas, most of the time trying to be opposite of the shot. This play starts with him on the right offensive block, but as his teammate starts to drive towards him, he circle cuts underneath the basket to get to the other side of the layup attempt. And this makes sense because most misses bounce to the opposite side. But that's not the only spot he likes to get. In his early years, he loved to get to the front of the rim whenever possible. This allowed him the most options to get any short rebound no matter what side it bounced to. It also gave him the most options when crashing from the perimeter, being able to watch the shot attempt and time his jump properly. This also gave him options to use his supreme athleticism in his early days to track down rebounds. But probably most important was it allowed him to gobble up all easy rebounds when the other team wasn't even crashing. And if you want to be great at something, you need to thrive off the easy ones just as much as the hard ones. However, later in his career, Rodman preferred to use the anchoring technique. My favorites is when Rodman would box in his opponent to secure the entire weak side for himself. Watch again as he tries to push in as far under the basket as he can his opponent and leave the entire weak side to himself. And you can see him anchoring even before the shot goes up. And that's why this was one of Rodman's most common tactics. He could do it off the ball, and no matter where the rebound went, he could disengage and go get it on the weak side. He also loved to bury up to secure this anchor, going from the baseline side and driving his opponent up out of position on the weak side. In fact, Rodman would even let some opponents get by him if it meant he could secure the weak side to himself. But for an undersized player when it came to guarding centers and bigs, the anchoring technique gave him a secure area to not only tip the ball, but go track it down.